Caspian Sea, so I thought I'd come and have a look. And come and have a look at the rest of the fan zone, really. It's what's going on here at Baku. And because I'm getting the feeling that this race is doing what Azerbaijan wants it to do in terms of attracting people in. Hello, boys. How are you? How are you? Where are you visiting from?
I'm from London, East London.
Right. East London.
How are you?
All right. So, is it easy? Loughton. Okay. Is it easy to get here from East?
It's not. It's a Turkey flight, and then from Istanbul it's to Baku. Yes.
Okay. Right. Interesting. Hello, sir. How are you? Nice to see you. Nice to see you. So that that's my point, really. This wasn't planned. I wasn't happening upon these lads from Loughton. You're from Loughton, or?
Yeah, all of us.
Milton Keynes. Okay. Oh, very good. Very good. So it's doing what you love, Baku. Because it's a good place to visit, isn't it? Everything's quite reasonable, and once you get here,
England's good, but this is
fantastic.
different.
It's fantastic.
and you're not working in the oil and gas industry here, are you? You're not economy, because there is a huge oil and gas industry here. Of course, BP has a large thing, but it's doing what? Yeah. No, thank you very much. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'll see you back in Loughton on the Central Line, it's doing, as I say, what Baku, Azerbaijan wants to do. Obviously, it's attracting, a world-class sporting events. Hello, where are you visiting from? Baxel. No, I think that's an Azeri company, isn't it? It's on our phones. It's the O2 or the Vodafone of Azerbaijan. Baxel, right? Okay. So you're not visiting from mobile phone company, but good. Glad that they're having a good time. And so lots more people here. And visitors from all over the world. Just bumped into a couple of chaps from South Africa who come here. It's fairly easy, they said, to get here. Just go get an Emirates flight, I assume, from Cape Town or Johannesburg. They didn't say exactly where, to Dubai, and then Dubai to here is very easy. Qatar Airways, of course, a big partner of Formula One, also have a regular flight from Doha to here, and it's not much longer, actually. Where are you visiting from?
I am from Azerbaijan.
From Azerbaijan.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. I might just do just random things about where people are visiting from. I mean, most of them will be visiting from Azerbaijan. But yeah, if you come here, you can go through Doha, you can go through Dubai, you can go through Istanbul, you can go through Frankfurt, or you can get the very good Azerbaijan Airways 787 flight from London Heathrow to come here. And once you get here, it's feeling like a destination race, and I don't know whether I ever thought I'd say that, but it's proving, and I think maybe this is what they wanted. Hello, are you from Azerbaijan or are you visiting from somewhere? Visiting from where? From Ecuador?
Yes.
Wow, okay. What made you come to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix from Ecuador?
It was the closest street track, for me at least. Then you have Monaco, but it's too expensive.
So you like street tracks? So where in Ecuador? Guayaquil? What's the?
In the south part, in like the limit with Peru. So.
Love that. Sorry, I'd love to go to Ecuador.
No, it's really nice. We have the Galapagos and the volcanoes.
So how did you get? Sorry, travel chat. How did you get from Ecuador to Baku?
I got Guayaquil, Bogota, London, Istanbul, Baku.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. I was just talking about how people were doing it.
Yes.
Oh, well, listen, nice to meet you. I hope you enjoy your weekend.
You too.
And welcome from Guayaquil in Ecuador. Cool. Well, I never expected this. Where are you visiting from the Azerbaijan Grand Prix? But and with a flat white here is 3 manat. So that's £1.50. That's much cheaper than much cheaper than a flat white you'll get certainly in East London, where those lads were from. Hello, where are you visiting? Where are you visiting from? Where are you visiting from? From Russia. Okay. Cool. Good. Nice to see you. Hamilton fan.
Hamilton.
Yeah,
Hamilton
he did well.
Very nice.
Cool.
Very nice.
The best.
Okay, great stuff. Okay, nice to see you. Okay, and got some more British fans. I don't know if they're British fans there. Are they? Hello, where are you visiting from?
We are from the Netherlands.
Oh, cool. Okay, easy to get here and happy to be all good, nice restaurants and hotels, all good?
Yeah, no, almost everything is good.
Don't know what you meant by that. Okay, good. Hello, good. Hello, everybody. That's great. Oh, from Brazil. Cool. Norway. Brazil, Norway, look at this. So, yeah, it's been an interesting day. We've got 3 of these notebooks, so I thought we'd do a, who are you and where have you come from for the first one. We've got one after qualifying today, we've got one after the sprint race tomorrow, and we've got one after the Grand Prix on Sunday. So we have done qualifying for the race, and we have the first non-Red Bull pole of the season with an amazing, brilliant lap from Charles Leclerc. And is this something that is going to be repeated tomorrow? And I'm sort of waiting to see what happens tomorrow, because it feels like, well, we had a qualifying session and we're just going to do it all over again. In fact, that was a message from a lot of people on the radio to their drivers today, was, well, we've got another chance to do all of this over again, so let's see if it comes up with a different result tomorrow. That would be slightly odd, wouldn't it? I mean, I know we're doing it with different tyres and medium tyres for the Q1 sprint qualifying one. Hello, Viva Checo! Okay. Where are you visiting from? Are you from Azerbaijan?
From Mexico.
Oh, from Mexico, all the way from
Yes, we support Checo Perez. Checo Perez!
He did very well today, and as winner already this year. Well, listen, thank you very much. Was it easy to get to Mexico from here, or long flight?
Very long, almost one day.
Almost a day, okay. Okay. What, so from Mexico City to where? Dubai, and then?
We flew Monterrey, Madrid,
Dubai,
Baku.
Okay, right, yeah. So not so bad. I'm just doing a piece about how everybody's getting here. There was someone from Ecuador, from Guayaquil in Ecuador, came here. And Brazil, it's a bit more far. No, you still made a good effort. Don't worry. Thank you very much. Thanks for telling us that. So, God, Brazil, Ecuador. I never thought we'd get this. Right. So let's hello. Let's go into the paddock and see who's. I still have problems with these. Which ones is it, Lee? It's this one. That's right. Okay, there we go. So it was the first non-Red Bull pole, and that's the thought really. Yes, tomorrow is if we're going to have a different qualifying, given that they're different tyres, it's only soft for sprint qualifying 3, are we then going to have a different result? And if we are, that's going to be a bit odd. I mean, you can't change the cars, they're all in Parc Fermé, so what's going to happen here? Do we need to go through, can we go through, or we can, no, it's okay, I can, do you want to come through, Lee, or do you need to check him? Oh, because you're done on the way back. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Good. Right, so what should we do? I'll tell you what, because we're going to end up in the top 3 teams, let's do some of the guys at the back while we're coming out of the escalator. So yeah, that was the park, that was the fan zone, and then what you do is come out here, up again, isn't it, Lee? Yeah, that's right. You come out here, and if you have Paddock Club or access or anything like that, through the very nice security checks, and you've got the media center, which is on the ground floor, the first floor of the Hilton, the top floor there of the Hilton. Half the drivers stay there, and then half the drivers stay on the other side in the Absheron Marriott. I'll do Williams because we probably won't make it down that far. Alex Albon 13th on the grid for Sunday's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Lance Stroll, Logan Sargent, LS. Always do that. 15th, so a good day for Williams, and that's the first time I think all season they've both made it into Q2. Logan Sargent for the first time was P11 in Q1, and Alex Albon P7. And Alex Albon thought he would have got into Q3 had Carlos Sainz not got in the way. That's certainly what he said. Tom Christensen, legend. You would not believe, TK, you would not believe where people have come from on the other side. I've met people from Guayaquil, Ecuador, Mexico, few from Mexico, Brazil, Holland. It's really amazing in that this is becoming like a race to fly and visit to.
Yeah, but when you're here, it is very special. It's very different. Different culture and the landscape and the old buildings. And then this new scientifically architecture, which is put in between as well. And then we are below 28 meters below sea level. Did you know that?
I've just gone to see the Caspian. It's not quite as blue as I imagined it in my dreams, but there you go. Did you enjoy Goodwood the other day?
Yeah, I always enjoy Goodwood. Goodwood is wonderful, but I think this weekend is going to be very spectacular as well.
Okay. Thanks very much for talking. Good. See you later. Tom Christensen, of course. All motor racing legend. Right, and here we go into the paddock where it's all looking very nice indeed. You right there, Lee? Yeah, all right, thank you very much. Bad photo. Right, I was going to tell you what I was doing in that photo. I was just trying to smile. So yeah, Logan Sargent felt he could do a little bit more. He finished half a second behind his teammate Alex Albon, so could have possibly improved from there, but that was all that they can do, but not a bad day. Logan Sargent didn't ask the stewards why he didn't get a penalty for T-boning Nick De Vries at the end of the Australian Grand Prix. I asked him on yesterday. I said, did you ask about that? He said, nah, just thought it was better not to ask. He sort of escaped a grid penalty for here, though. I think this is a general sort of hangout area. There's a DJ with on the other side of here, Lee, with the most interesting art sculpture that you can get out of some drainage stuff that you can pick up at your local Screwfix. Oh, I see, right. Oh, cool. Oh, that is cool. I don't know if they're called after cooking or it's just talking about what they're doing, how they got the drainage channels. Oh, I'm enjoying this. Do you know what? I might as well do AlphaTauri while we're here because we probably won't make it down there. I really like this. It's good. It's really good because he's doing it along to the music. You see, Lee? It's like a live... Sorry, I'm rather transfixed by the washing up bowls, the upside down washing up bowls and the plumbing pipes. Right, AlphaTauri. Nick De Vries did not qualify. Yuki Tsunoda P8 and Yuki P7 in Q2 and then P8 in Q3. So well done, Yuki Tsunoda. That's the best for quite some time. And he finished a 10th ahead of Lance Stroll in Q3. So that was great stuff from Yuki Tsunoda. And oh dear, Nick De Vries. He is experienced here, but he crashed on his hot lap in Q1 and was out. As for Franz Tost and what's going on there, I thought it was interesting what Christian Horner said, that he was consulted on Franz Tost effectively being, well, he's going to retire. Knowing Franz Tost as I do, I don't think he would ever want to retire. He loves racing so much. Motor racing, F1 is his life. I think that's why he's continuing as a consultant in 2024 and potentially beyond. You'll have to carry Franz Tost out of here. He was never going to leave by himself. So that's why he's carrying on as a consultant. But I think with Oliver Mintzlaff, who's now in charge as Red Bull Motorsport, including Red Bull Racing, from what Christian Horner was saying, Mintzlaff consulted with Horner, and they agreed that the Toro Rosso AlphaTauri was going to be led by Peter Bayer, who's an ex-FIA chief, and by Laurent Mekies, who's an old-time Faenza guy into the future, and that's going to be where they're going in the future. But we might talk a bit more about that on future notebooks. But yeah, there's more to come from AlphaTauri, but Yuki Tsunoda safely into Q... what you got there? So what's in the... Do we know why the hamburgers are black?
No idea.
Okay, cool.
I have no clue.
And what's good? The wings and some...
I will try and let you know the kebab and the chicken wings.
Yeah, good stuff. So this is interesting. So how do they get the buns pink?
Excuse me, no.
Oh, no, it's okay. That's beetroot.
Beef,
Beef sandwich. Yeah. That's a hamburger, isn't it? But I wonder how they get the pink. Very nice. What we got in here? Beef. Yeah. What do we got? Beef kebab.
Beef kebab.
Yep. Chicken kebab.
Chicken
Yep.
kebab.
Yep.
Chicken ganat.
Chicken wings.
Wings.
Yep.
No, vide krant.
Okay, cool. More kebabs. Anything in here, or this is for later? Any lamb kofta?
Kofta?
Kofta? No, not yet. Okay.
Kofta.
Kofta. Oh, it's in there. Okay, right, brilliant. Oh, look, it's a hammock as well. If you have too much hamburgers or lamb koftas, you can have a little nap in there. God, it's all changed, isn't it? I haven't been here for a couple of years, Lee. It's all changed around here. Good. Right. Well, I just want to give you an idea what's going on. All right. Where have you visited from to come to this race?
Pardon?
Oh, never mind. It's all right. It's okay. Okay, right, let's do Haas and then we'll take a break. And Nico Hülkenberg 17th, Kevin Magnussen 18th. And yeah, if this is the latest on Gunther Steiner's book tour, which has included pretty much every TV program in the UK, which is quite good for him. Great marketing people he's got for his book tour. Then he's not happy because Hülkenberg, well, the best he could do is P17. He said it's not good. And then Kevin Magnussen had a sort of day-long issue with some electrical connector problems on the Ferrari power unit. They need to fix this, Kevin Magnussen said. He was on another lap, and then he was called in due to the furtherance, the continuation of that electrical problem. Right, so Hülkenberg 17th, Kevin Magnussen 18th. Right, we've done 15 minutes or so. We've learned a lot about Guayaquil, about Ecuador, and talking about Tom Christian and all that. So let's take a break. More Notebook while I tell you how everybody else's qualifying went in a minute. Hiya, welcome back to the qualifying notebook, the Friday qualifying. So remember, in these sprint for the 2023 Azerbaijan Grand Prix, expect the unexpected. For the 6 sprint weekends, here, Spa, Austria, Austin, Brazil, Qatar, qualifying for the Grand Prix is on a Friday. I can't stress that enough. Write that down, remember it, write it down. So we've done Haas. Gunther Steiner is in here somewhere looking annoyed about their day, but I'm sure we'll get over it. Right, Aston Martin are next as we go backwards, and it's Fernando Alonso 6th, Lance Stroll 9th, and Fernando has looked comfortable all day through practice one into, well, the only practice, into this qualifying session. He was pipped by Lewis Hamilton at the end by 1/10 of a second, just 0.03 of a second ahead of Lando Norris. So this is kind of what Aston Martin were expected, that the other Mercedes-powered teams, well, their rivals, McLaren and Mercedes, will start to catch up with them, and it's certainly the way it's looking in qualifying. But Fernando managed to get behind or ahead of Lando Norris but also behind, was pipped by Lewis Hamilton. Lance Stroll was comfortably through into Q3, but then his DRS wouldn't open, and it looks like there was a DRS problem for Lance Stroll that made him mean that he couldn't progress any further up. Is there anybody there I can confirm that it was a DRS problem with? Well, listen, I know because I heard it on the radio. So it was a DRS problem for Lance, which meant that he couldn't get closer to Fernando Alonso. They have a nice low drag rear wing, in fact a low drag downforce setting here. And as far as the Fernando Alonso Taylor Swift thing, it seems this is like the L plan thing with Fernando and the 33 wins, searching for 33. He's not denying it because he's quite happy for it to sort of self-generate and go on. I don't know how Tate feels about the whole thing, but okay. Anyway, I don't think it's real. Well, it might be real. If it is real, God bless both of them. What a lovely couple. It's not real. Is it real, Lee? He's just spinning it out, isn't he? Right, Alfa Romeo Sauber today, and it's Valtteri Bottas 14th, Zhou Guanyu 16th. Valtteri was through into Q2, but couldn't better P14. Zhou Guanyu struggled all day. He missed out by 0.02 of a second into Q2, so that was frustrating for him. 0.02 of a second more from Zhou Guanyu, and he would have been into Q2. But he's a bit happier globally because he's got a couple of first 2 points of his 2023 campaign, and he is off the mark. We've got a nice little scene happening here with Emanuele Pirro on the right-hand side, who now runs McLaren's Young Driver program, I think, talking to Lando's driver coach there. And yeah, not bad today, actually, because Lando did the business, P7, and with key upgrades to the car, sort of difficult to tell pre-session where they were, McLaren, but in the end, they were both strongly into Q3. Lando lost a bit of time at his last run because of having to avoid Yuki Tsunoda, who was on a hot lap, a bit frustrated on the radio. But ended up at P7, so that's okay. And Oscar Piastri did exactly the same time as Lance Stroll. But because Lance did it before him, then that means that Lance is P9 and Oscar Piastri is P10. But they have, to the 1,000th of a second, identical times, just like Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen did earlier on in the qualifying session. As for these upgrades on the McLaren, they are the last upgrades that were overseen by their outgoing technical director, James Key. So while they are key upgrades, if you see what I mean, they're the last of the key upgrades. So we'll see what happens after that. This is the paddock area of the organisers. So we'll go to Alpine, who are licking their wounds after a very, very difficult day. because with Pierre Gasly having a hydraulic leak and a fire earlier on, the mechanics worked incredibly hard to get the car ready, only for Pierre to have a little bit of an incident and to put it out of qualifying. So yeah, great effort from the mechanics. Gasly whacked the barrier in Q2 and then, in Q1 and was out. In fact, he was qualified P19. So unlike Nick de Vries, who did not qualify and will need a steward's okay to actually start the Azerbaijan Grand Prix on Sunday, not the sprint race, that all happens tomorrow, completely self-contained, Gasly is at least qualified 19th. As for Esteban Ocon, lost his second run in Q with the red flag, but then in Q2 had a perfect kiss on the wall. He scraped into Q2 by 0.02 of a second, but then in Q2, perfect kiss on the wall, but the lap time wasn't quick enough. And lots of upgrades here. Front and rear suspension, front wing, rear wing and floor, and for it to be bashed up twice, well, destroyed once by fire, which wasn't his fault for Pierre Gasly, and then bashed up by Pierre Gasly, they better hope they don't have any more because they're going to run out of parts, I imagine, with so many new parts here for Alpine. Hopefully they will progress with no more wall stroke contact incidents later on the weekend. And Mercedes, P5 is really pulling the old rabbit out of the hat here for Lewis Hamilton because they didn't feel they were very quick. In fact, they were losing a lot of time in just 3 corners, and it was really out. Yeah, George Russell led Lewis Hamilton in Q1, but then he was out in Q2. He said sugar on the radio, which I thought was quite sweet from George. Doesn't want to say a swear word, so he says, oh, sugar. Probably says flip. So they don't have the pace this weekend, and Lewis Hamilton was into Q3 by 0.04 of a second. So Lewis just scraped into Q3 by 0.04 of a second, and he said good effort, and then qualified P5 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix on Sunday. So good effort, lads, Lewis said. Lewis had a very sweet story about how he went to his brother's BTCC race at Donington Park on the weekend, last weekend, in disguise, which I'll tell you about on tomorrow's notebook. I didn't ask him about going to Coachella in Indigo with Jensen. Don't know if he went with Jensen, but he and Jensen were at Coachella at the same time. I think, or were they there on the different weekends? Anyway, didn't ask him about that. And Lewis has got a cool Super 8 camera with proper Super 8 film. So look forward to see the results of that. Just a little saw him with one earlier on. I think it's his. It might be some other team members that he was having a go on. Right, Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton 5th on the grid, George Russell 11th. And congratulations to Charles Leclerc, because I think they needed that. There is Arthur Leclerc, Charles' brother, just talking to Nicholas Todd, his manager, over there. Can you see him over my shoulder, Lee? And yeah, they needed that after, well, Charles hasn't raced he's not raced more than one lap or more than one corner or a couple of corners since Saudi in March, and so he needs a real race under his belt. But he was he was P1 in Q1, and maybe that was a sign that the car was good, and they needed a great lap to be P1 in Q3 as well. Carlos Sainz only P4, and that was really compromised by some of the red flags. Sorry, we're talking about Ferrari, I'll stay over here. Some of the red flags meant that he was down on tyres, couldn't use any new ones, but that compromised him all through qualifying, did Carlos Sainz. And but he was 0.8 behind Charles Leclerc, but it's not really representative for Carlos Sainz, who is still hot. Chile is still hot, Melbourne, and the penalty, so he's still cross about that, is Carlos Sainz. Was kind of expecting him to let it go, but he hasn't. And as far as Fred Vasseur on Laurent Mekies, Fred Vasseur is not happy at all that AlphaTauri and Oliver Mintzlaff and Christian Horner and whoever it was who announced it at AlphaTauri did the press release announcing Laurent Mekies without telling Ferrari that they were going to do it. So Fred Vasseur has been making that very clear in an interview I did with him early, saying I thought it was a bit cheeky or too premature for AlphaTauri to announce it before he had even told the rest of Ferrari, I think, to whom it was a bit of a surprise. So Fred Vasseur not happy with AlphaTauri about the speed at which they announced Laurent Mekies being their new team principal. And finally, Red Bull. So While their only worry early on was a headset for Max Verstappen, he was fastest in Q2. They were happy enough, but lost out by a tenth of a second to Charles Leclerc at the end. But I think they've set their car up for the racing this weekend rather than the qualifying, and we'll see what happens with their super duper triple DRS. And I would imagine they would be able to make pretty short work of Charles Leclerc off the grid for Sunday's Grand Prix. But you wait and see. Anything's possible. And Sergio Perez disappointed, 2/10 off Charles Leclerc, but he starts P3 for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Max Verstappen second on the grid for Sunday, and Sergio Perez third. Happy 80th birthday to Helmut Marko. 80, wow. Good effort. Well done, Helmut. Lovely. He got a cake and he got some sort of silver statue of the Red Bull RB18. Right, that is it. Join us for the sprint. Saturday is sprint day. This isn't a Tiswas thing. Saturday is Tiswas day. So Saturday is sprint day. So join us for sprint qualifying at 9 a.m. with the session off at 9:30, and our race coverage starts at 1:30 p.m. on Sunday afternoon with lights out at 2:30. No, sorry, on Saturday afternoon, the sprint. So join us for the sprint at 9 a.m. and 1:30. Okay, on Saturday.
Sky,
You need to know. Bye-bye.
Sky Sports F1.